All right. Thank you for being patient. Lem and I were just making sure everything is working correctly on the back end. Let us know if you can hear me and if you can hear Levin.
Hello, hello. Good to be with you all.
The first match we're going to watch today is Kerpeten versus PuzzleExpress.
This is the winner's match of Group C. So the winner of this game will proceed directly into the main stage. The loser of this game will have to play against the winner of Magpie versus UM to obtain the second slot from this group into the main stage. So quite high stakes. You definitely want to just get your win here and be nice and safe straight away.
Yep. And as we covered yesterday, the two winners are going to play each other. The two losers from the group are going to play each other. And then the loser of the winner's match and the winner of the loser's match will play against each other for the second spot.
Yeah.
So if you're Kerp or Puzzle, you just want to win this game and you're out of the group. You're very happy.
Exactly.
If you lose this game, you still have another shot. Whereas in the Magpie versus Liu M series, that's your last chance. You have to win the next two games.
All right. So we good to start looking over these decks?
Yep.
So we'll probably try and do this slightly timely. We'll note the bans. So on the side of PuzzleExpress, the Patch Sort of Fury list has been banned. This means that we are left with the Enslave, Nature's Gift, and Pincer Maneuver lists. So starting with the Enslave list, it's quite an interesting version, I'd say, because it's not your standard assimilate. Instead, it's opting to run 3 Toll Punishes, a bit more sort of control with like this double assassination, double joust, and it pairs this control with point slam in the form of Nausicaa Sergeants, as well as a Slave Driver and Ramon to copy them, and 2 Blight Makers, which Poz is going to be hoping that he actually draws his Blight Makers today, because he was having not as great of a time doing that yesterday in his game against Magpie. There's also Erendite in this list, which would make you think this is PuzzleExpress's blue coin list. However, he did also run it on red coin to try and get a good matchup yesterday, and also just try and get a win with it early on in the series. Anything you want to add, Mosh?
No, just that we have the bands now. I can show those when you're ready.
Yeah. So yeah, if you want, you can do that. Or I just mentioned the P Fury list was banned on the side of Puzzle.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, do you want me just to quickly talk about the rest of Puzzle's decks?
Sure.
Or okay, we'll move on to bans.
It's whatever works for you.
Okay, cool. We'll talk about bans. So on the side of Puzzle, the Parasite of Fury Control Shoop list has been banned, whereas on the side of Kerpeten, the Cultist deck has been banned. The Puzzle sort of scared of the Cultist, scared of this huge engine value the Cultist can output, whereas Kerpeten is most worried about the Skellige list, as this is Puzzle's most control-heavy list. It'll be easier for these more engine-heavy, greedy lists, like the AQ, the Self-Wound, and the Reavers to stick against the rest of Puzzle's lists.
Yeah, just looking at Kerp's lineup, AQ doesn't want to go against Foul Blood Control. Reavers doesn't want to go against Control Heavy SK. And I guess Self Wound also doesn't want to do that because Puzzle's like has Heat Wave and yeah, Red. Does he have Red Sword or he has Muzzle maybe?
I don't think Puzzle has Red Sword, but he has a lot of Self-Wound, Toll Punishes, Graveyard Banishes, yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
Oh. All right. So, yep, so then we talked a bit about Puzzle's Enslave list, or should we talk about the rest of Puzzle's lists?
Sure.
Yeah. So there's the Nature's Gift here, which is a bit different to maybe your regular Nature's Gift. You'll note that you are running this Savior Lemons, you're running this Heat Wave, and the aim here is to give you a bit of Graveyard Punish, a bit of Banishing, a little bit of Toll Punish, so you're able to deal with something like potentially the Self-Wound, which Kerpeten is going to be playing. Also, Double Rebuke, so a bit more control than maybe some other Symbiosis lists would be running. But still, you can get outgreeded quite badly by something like Cultist, which is why Puzzle decided to ban that. If we want to talk about the points, this is one of the best just mid-range decks in the game right now. The Spring Equinox is the single card you need to talk about there because it will play for, 12 points for 5 provisions?
It's 11 in this list since there's a heat wave.
Okay. All right, so 11 points for 5 provisions, and you're aiming to sort of double dip on that value with the single Elven Seer, as well as the Alyssa Henson to set up a big Simless into a bunch of Spring Equinoxes.
Yep. So usually, ideally, you play 5 or 6 Spring Equinoxes in one game. There's the 2 from your hand, the one that came from the Seer, and then Forest Protector can replay one. Alyssa puts them back. Simless can replay all 4. You never pull that off in a real game, but 5 is a good number to expect.
Yeah, and it's open deck list, so Puzzle is able to sort of know when this Elven Seer is going to stick and support it just enough that it won't die to little bits of control. Moving on, there's this Pincer Maneuver Neutral Generator list. Notably, this isn't Shoop, this isn't our standard version. Instead, we're opting for more control options in this Heat Wave, in this Muzzle, which combined with the Squirrel is again able to disrupt carryover, ruin the opponent's graveyard, whilst also using the Heat Wave and Muzzle to actually control the board directly. In round 1, you're looking to play your Mutual Generator, looking to play your Temple of Melitele, get a really big Ancestor in deck, spawn a bunch of NR legendaries in your deck, 3 of them precisely, and also just a lot of boost carryover onto all your 4 provision cards. Notably, there is the King Cobra, which Kerpeten not bringing Syndicate, King Cobra won't be finding its target of like a self-poison lineup. But you're running mostly the Squirrel, double ordaining agents and double Centurion Envoy to help again establish more carryover and ensure you draw the key cards you need. Yep. So any other things to point out with that list, Mosh? I guess that's the wonders. Oh.
Yeah. Nothing that we didn't talk about yesterday.
Yeah. Okay, so then let's have a look at Kerpeten's lists. I know I'm going quickly through this. The game should be starting in about 4 minutes, so just trying to quickly cover all our bases. On Kerpeten's side, the Cultist is banned, so we'll start by talking about the AQ. This is a fairly standard triple idiot list, aiming to establish, depending on the matchup, a bunch of idiot clones with the Arrakis Queen and Urn of Shadow stratagem. Alternatively, if you're up against a control heavier deck, which is a lot of Puzzle's lineup, you'll be expecting Kerpeten to be trying to copy the Defender, although the Defender will probably just get heat waved by Puzzle instead. Otherwise, you're aiming to build around the Kikimor Stalker, spawn a lot of drones on your side of the board to stack up damage charges on your Kikimor Stalkers, and then set up a bunch of 1-power units on the opponent's board to get a really, really big Lusty Warp as your finisher. It will eat up all the opponent's 1-power units and boost itself by 2 for each unit eaten, as well as allied 1-power units. Yep.
What are the decks that Kerp's AQ is scared of? This Enslave I can see dealing with it well. Symbiosis, I'm not sure how it goes.
It's probably Happier playing it. I would say the Symbiosis should be a good matchup for the AQ list. You'd need to save your Parasite for the lemons, but if you can get a bunch of the trees at 1 power, you get a really big Lusty Warp. So yeah, if you can get round control in round 1, not get yourself bled out, that can be quite a nice matchup, I'd say. Also, I think the Pincer list, well, it has some Graveyard Punish. It will struggle to deal with the engines from the AQ.
Yeah, I think usually
We'll be interested to see how that goes.
At least the Shoop deck struggles against AQ just because AQ on blue anyway has enough tempo, and then you win a long round usually against Erland. But okay,
probably would still be the case even if with this puzzle list being a bit more tech for that kind of matchup. going back to Kerpeten's list, we have the Reavers. So notably, this is running the Temple of Molecular version of Reavers, which is a lot better in kind of the non-Reavers. And I say that because if all your Reavers get answered, you might be reliant on a huge gold from the Temple of Molecular to sort of bail you out. But otherwise, the game plan for Reavers is just spawn a bunch of Reavers on your front row, try to have first say in as many rounds as possible, and abuse that first say to just, like, yeah, if you have a full row of Reavers, that's 9 damage each turn, passively happening to your opponent, and that's very hard to outpoint. So Puzzle will be trying to stop the Reavers setting up before they get too bad. But the big list that Kerpeten is going to be worried about getting through is the self-wound. So you have a lot of sort of greedy type cards which need to work together to really get a lot of value. Stuff like the Sigvald, the Canute, the Melusine, which if you run afoul of like a Heat Wave or a Toll Punish, it can really disrupt the game plan of Self-Wound. And if Self-Wound doesn't get to do, like, get their combo together, because this really is a combo deck, then they'll just get outpointed by more of the mid-range that Puzzle's decks will be providing. Notably, there is also a Fukusha and a Sigdreifus Right, which will be dealt with by a lot of the Graveyard Punish in Puzzle's list as well. But looks like the game is starting, so we'll have a look at that.
Yep. Here we go. So we got Kerpeten on blue. He chose Reavers, and Puzzle queued with his Erendite and Slave list. This should be an interesting matchup.
And notably, no illusionists on the side of Puzzle here, so we'll make the matchup a little bit harder for him.
Yeah, sorry about that.
All right. So Kerpeten leading here has a Reaver in hand, has access to the Temple of Military from the Avalok, and no Reaver Scouts though. So with this Reaver just getting Heatwave straight up, this is a little bit hard for Kerpeten now to try and stick Reavers here. So Dandy, War Elephant, Fortis, maybe taking the War Elephant. Defender is a really good find there. So we have Defender, Gerhardt, and War Elephant being found from the Temple. Defender will help protect the Reavers, whereas War Elephant and Gerhardt will probably play for a lot of value. The Blightmaker on Puzzle side, just pulling ahead here, getting a nice 9-point lead, and building up that Erendite value nice and early. Kerpeten, recognizing it's really important to get these Reavers established in round 1, uses the Temple of Military to pull a Reaver Scout into hand. Or am I a bit ahead? Oops, sorry.
No, I had some technical difficulties. Took me a second to fix it.
Okay. Okay.
We should be synced now if you're following.
Yes, we should be good now.
Okay.
Yes. All right. So this Reaver Scout, will it get played this turn? You would imagine so. That's you're getting into hand because you're really scared of this early lead Puzzle's been putting out. And with the Heatwave already used, the question is, can Puzzle actually deal with this huge Reaver Scout? The answer is yes with the Vilgeforts, and we see the Vilgeforts being used. Get the Defender. That is interesting because Puzzle cannot answer this Defender, does not have the Yennefer's invocation. Defender will stick, and this does allow Kerpeten to start building up his Reavers. I think Kerpeten's pretty happy with that pull because that should basically be a free way for Kerpeten to establish round control.
Yeah, that there's not any better outcome than Vilgeforce pulling out a Defender for you.
Yeah.
I was trying to look up Puzzle's list and see if he's running Obsidian Mirror. I don't know if you remember.
He is, I believe.
Okay.
I think... Oh no, he's not. Never mind.
Yeah, so no illusionist, no remedy, no obsidian mirror. He's gonna have a hard time against Reavers, I think.
Yeah, and you see the Idrin being used here just to press this advantage even more, ensuring that Kerpeten is able to get a lot of Reavers established quickly, because Puzzle is trying to just tempo here quite a lot.
Yeah, he's just trying to at least grow his Arendite, I think. I don't think he is planning to win this round or hoping to win a round.
No.
I think he just wants to.
Yeah. Once the defender came out, there was no way for Puzzle to win the round. But between the leader, between stuff like jousts, Puzzle should be set up to defend in a round 2. You'd expect Kerpeten to push in the round 2, A, because you're playing against Arendite, and B, because you're Reavers and you really care about abusing first say. You also have the Mushy Truffle, which with the resilience will expire at the end of round 2. So yeah, you see the wagon here from Kerpeten. Might have preferred a pass from Puzzle that last turn to deny the wagon being established here effectively for free on the side of Kerpeten. Because what are you going to play now? Like, you don't really gain anything playing this Lydia, and the rest of your hand just is effectively bricked.
Yeah, and it's currently at 5.
Yeah.
As our help observers pointing out.
Yeah. So, yeah, so not a bad Arendite, but will it be enough to defend here against the bleed from Kerpeten? Having this wagon set up gives you an easy way to get an immediate leader with maybe 2 scouts. You can have like 2 scouts and a Reaver all at once. That's quite scary.
Did Puzzle only play 1 Blightmaker in round 1?
Yes, I believe. The other Mage Assassin was in hand. But Puzzle also can generate a lot of armor with this Ramon and this Corsica, which means, and if the Reavers are able to hit armor, that can negate a lot of the value the Reavers be getting.
Yeah, and Puzzle also has Assassination in his hand.
Yes.
Which can usually take out a Reaver.
Yeah.
Even after a Truffle is used. But I guess interesting. Kerpeten plays Garrison into Reaver. Just goes for the 2 Reavers at 4 power each. Okay, there's the leader.
Yeah. I think doesn't want the Reaver Scout to get enslaved by Puzzle. That's probably why the leader is just used onto the Reaver Hunter directly.
That makes sense. The Puzzle
at least that's my
immediately yoinks
thinking.
one. Yeah, because if you play the Reaver Scout and that gets yoinked, not only is the Scout gone, you're also giving him another Sergeant, right?
Nausicaa, and that's even more armor as well.
Yeah.
So yeah. Arendite will probably just be used here to clean up this Reaver Scout. Yep. And the only way for Kerpeten to spawn more Reavers here is pulling something from the Arendite, but you're probably wanting to hit like a Gerhardt with the Arendite instead, potentially. Nice little Nivellen to counter Puzzle's Reavers. Those won't be doing any damage now.
You were just a little bit ahead. I fast forwarded slightly, so.
Oh, okay.
Spoilers.
Sorry.
Yeah, so both Reavers are now in the range row for Puzzle. He's, playing the Sergeant.
Okay.
Yeah. What does Puzzle? I mean, I thought he was okay when well, War Elephant. It's War Elephant time.
Yes. So I believe Puzzle still has his Yennefer's Invocation in deck. Kerpeten is kind of hoping that the Invocation is not there. Reaver Scout is good here. Reaver Scout is amazing.
Diplo into Scout.
I think Kerpeten does have D-Bomb, but Puzzle is saying you wouldn't have it in hand and you already used Necromancy. That's a Heatwave the Reaver Scout. Like, that's not the Heatwave you
Diplo
want.
trading for Heatwave. Classic.
Yeah. So Puzzle can either just take the Envy here, probably get card advantage by doing that, and will have his own soldiers, I believe, to probably set it up. Doesn't get ahead.
I think he's fine. If he survives this, he's very happy. Like, this is probably the best
Puzzle,
outcome.
Yeah. Reavers in a short round are not great. Puzzle with the Arendite, the War Council location, click, staying on board. Nausicaa's, his short round will be by far superior.
I mean, Kerp
Really, the
can't
only
really
thing
play the squirrel
Kerpeten,
here. He's ahead right now, but if he plays it, he loses last say.
yeah, there's not much point in playing the squirrel, I think. You're basically just giving up card advantage if you do so. Just takes the pass. And I think Kerpeten just needs to find Gerhardt to have some chance at contesting the short round. Otherwise, I really don't know what he'll be able to do, because the War Elephant and the Defender are already gone from the Temple of Mutley spawns.
Was taking War Elephant a mistake knowing there's Yenvo?
Honestly, might have just been hoping the Yenvo was missed.
Oh, right.
Like, that
'cause there's
was
no
rough
Caldeep,
for Kerpeten. Bleed anyways. You wouldn't have gained much by getting more Reavers or anything.
Mm-hmm.
Probably just
Kerpeten does
hoping
have
opponent missed.
the Shadow TA carryover, though, so that will certainly be
Yes.
distracting puzzle in round 3.
Oh, and I thought the second Anero was used. Kerpeten actually does have access to the Gerhardt from Anero. And with the last say, can do term uncontested, but yeah, it wasn't going to be close.
Fog, what's Fog going to do, you know?
Yes.
Wow.
You saw there were 2 Nausicaas to be used with War Elephant anyways. Puzzle takes that game quite handily.
Wow.
So very well played there from Puzzle, stopping the wrath of the Reavers. I do wonder if Kerpeten overcommitted to the round 1. With the wagon carryover established, you could have made use of the Idrin in the round 2.
Yeah.
Because Puzzle can't really deal with like a wide board essentially with his NG list here. So I wonder if that's sort of the turning point there. Puzzle fine giving up the round 1 just to deal with the Reavers in the round 2 and then a better short round. Puzzle goes up 1-0.
I see in chat, glad Reavers lost. Sad that means we'll have to watch Reavers again. I thought it was going to be like, glad this, but sad that Kerpeten, who's my, no, it was just double anti-Reaver.
Yeah.
Reavers are not winning any popularity contests.
No. So that was the Arendite list winning from red. It means Puzzle will go over to blue now, either playing the Symbiosis or the Northern Realms list. I could see either being played. I think Symbiosis may be a bit better on blue. So that you can kind of just abuse red coin and establish carryover freely as the Northern Realms deck. But yeah. On the side of Kerpeten, you're probably playing either the self-wound or the AQ. Self-wound I would expect to be played. AQ Reavers both prefer the blue coin. Self-wound is kind of just left as red coin. With that in mind, well, all of Puzzles is kind of made for that self-wound matchup with the Heatwave in every single list. So the question is, which would be better on blue into self-wound?
Yeah. So let's say as Kerpeten, you realize or you say, I have to get self-wound through. That's what Puzzle's targeting. What's the best?
Yeah.
How do you plan this so that you give your self-wound deck the best chance? Which of Puzzle's decks are most?
What do you have the best chance of getting through?
Yeah.
Well, definitely not the Nilfgaard. The Nilfgaard has 3 toll punishes, so
Nilfgaard's gone
good luck
anyway
playing
now,
self-wound
so.
into that.
So maybe that's a silver lining for Kerp.
Yeah, so Kerp probably doesn't mind that is the list that is gone now. The Nature's Gift is a bit more limited in sort of its control tools. Really just the Heatwave and the Rebukes, you can kind of try to out-engine it.
And there's no defender, so Canute never gets that much value. Yeah. But you can still Mardrome the Sigvald. Sigvald can get Heatwaved.
Yeah, Sigvald is basically the direct, just eating the Heatwave every time, I think.
So that leaves Melusine
probably
and Restore.
Yeah, you can play the Melusine round 1, possibly you want to win round 1 to res the Melusine immediately so it can't be killed by the Xavier Lemons.
Yeah.
Um,
So that's what you
Yeah,
gotta do.
you would
You
expect
gotta
to say-
have the Melusine round 1. You gotta win round 1. Well, either you don't play Melusine round 1, or if you do play it, you have to win round 1.
Yeah. If you don't play Melusine round 1 and you lose round 1, you effectively want to use Melusine to defend the bleed. Because you'll be getting bled. I don't know. Self-Wind I don't think could be like a short round with like a similar into a bunch of spring equinoxes. Yeah.
Oh, we didn't do Gamba.
Oh, no Gamba.
Wow. Maud's asleep at the wheel. All right, so puzzle 1, game 1. I guess we'll see what the matchup is, but who do you guys think will win game 2? So place your toe beans.
Yeah, so Kerpeten is taking the self-wound as expected, and Puzzle opting for this pincer maneuverless on blue coin. Has the Temple of Mutla in hand, hoping to find the Mute Generator as well.
So from Puzzle's perspective, you have to win this game, right?
Yeah. Yeah, otherwise you reverse sweeping Nature's Gift, and that doesn't seem great. Like, okay, Reavers can probably have a chance against Nature's Gift, I'd say.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe, but yeah. It's Diggy is a good pull. Go High is amazing.
Yep. No, go Visigoth.
So yeah, so finds the Viraxis,
Wow.
Go Heart, and the Siggy, right?
Puzzle's on fire today. Aside from that Vilgefortz into Defender, which actually might have ended up being good for him.
Yeah. Yeah, and 14 power Ansace can also just deal with a Melusine, for example, if need be.
Kaneki says this is easy matchup for the mutagen deck for NR. And Kaneki and Puzzle have been practicing together. They have a very similar lineup, so if I didn't realize. I guess there is a COC, a muzzle, and a heat wave. So here comes the heat wave from Kerpeten.
Oh, wait, is that COC as well?
Yes. Look, it's in his hand. It's the 4th card.
Oh, I missed the COC.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Okay, this will be good for NR. I forgot about COC. Yeah. So the Mute Generator dealt with. Both players basically just playing for 0 tempo that turn. And now Kerpeten Puzzle just freely establishing this Redanian agent to get some carryover. The question here is, will Puzzle decide to curse or ancest the Melusine now? Or will he let it get bigger and potentially...
There's no advantage. Well,
using...
I guess you stop the carryover by using COC now.
Yeah. You do want to win the round as well. Melusine will play for quite a few points within this round itself too.
Even if you COC it later because of rain, I guess, or
yeah, because the rain helps sort of trade back. It probably about evens out, I'd say.
Since there's I mean, clicking Melusine, you lose 2 points, but you apply technically 4 points of damage potentially in rain, but that requires 2 units to be on the other side.
Yeah, so Puzzle kind of just playing slow, establishing carryover. Radovid gives you more leader charges. Oh God gives you only 1 offering despite not being Shoop, so I think a carryover in deck maybe. Opts for the lot uneven. Okay. So Puzzle essentially saying, I don't care too much about round control. The way I'm going to win this matchup is if I just answer your key cards with my key answers. And the pincer maneuver list is fairly good at defending a bleed. Because if you're like, oh, I don't want to commit Erland on this bleed, I don't want it to get forced out, you can just use your leader, put your Erland back in deck, and then get your Erland back into round 3, for example. I wonder how Kerpeten will lead here. It looks like the Fukusha into Melusine directly here does not have access to the Sigdrifa's right. It takes a bit of a suboptimal Fukusha, not getting any rain value. And expecting Fukusha to just be dealt with doesn't like let it hit the Fukusha. So the Anses is out for Puzzle, but does get a nice little lead here. And the question is, will Puzzle decide to continue with the bleed? Sorry, Kerpeten decide to continue with the bleed? And if so, what are you going to commit? Goes for the Sigvald.
Yeah, I mean, we said Heatwave, so
Yeah.
I guess there is a maybe you wait and make him use Mardrome or something, but
Yeah.
not really because Canute could come down and get there it is. There's the Heatwave instantly.
Yeah, you'd expect the.
So what's in the graveyard right now for Kerp? Anything important? Melusine though, right?
Priestess. Melusine should have gotten doomed, so it should be gone now.
Okay. Oh, right, because he played Fukusia for Melusine.
Yeah.
Got Ancest. Right. Yeah, why didn't he? I guess, did he not have Grimmist? Like, I usually see people play.
It got answered immediately.
Yeah.
You could have played Grimmist first, I guess.
Yeah, that's what I meant. I see that played sometimes. I guess Puzzle would have
yeah.
dealt with Grimmist too, somehow.
It actually would have been a little difficult to do so. Yeah. So that probably, I think you're right, that would have been a better play. And Puzzle put Wanderers back in deck here, and then I think top decked it now with the Centurion Envoy. So that's a really nice play.
He wants to play down to 0. Wow.
Yeah. Puzzle is saying, you're down 9 points here. You need to hard commit to even try and force me to play something good. And if I'm really that scared, I don't care. I'll just gotta go hard with my leader. It's fine.
Yeah, he's got 2 leader charges. One is for Erland, and the other he can use to like mulligan, I guess, Scout or Offering or Boiling Oil or something. Here comes the saddest Grimmist of all time.
So I think you're definitely correct. Leading with the Grimmist would have given you a bit more flexibility with potentially raising the Melusine next round. Again, it could be answered by Squirrel, but at least you're then forcing Puzzle to have the Squirrel. And notably, cards like Heatwave and Squirrel are neutral. There's no Neomancy in this list, so it has to actually draw them naturally. Can't just find them with the leader. And this is gonna be a nasty for Axis. Yeah. So with that Viraxis, Puzzle has definitely secured the round win.
Yeah.
You maybe catch up barely with this Blood, but it's definitely not worth the trade.
So Puzzle says,
Puzzle.
This round he basically just said, I don't care what it takes. I want to not lose another card.
Yeah.
And Kerpeten doesn't run Dire Bear, so that's that's certainly a misplay.
Puzzle. It looks like Puzzle moved Erland to the top instead of the Wanderers here.
Oh, interesting.
So.
Oh wow. Maybe he thought he would need both leaders to defend.
Maybe.
Oh. He's not gonna get that sunset back.
Yeah. Okay, so that was Drakkar instantly answered by an Offering. Right of the Sea for Bricked. Ouch.
Wow.
Poor Kerpeten. Yeah, this.
There's no way Kerpeten can kill this Erland, right?
No.
It said 6 already.
Yeah. The only way is to cheese it with a Spellblood somehow, but no Totem, there's definitely no way you're going to be able to do that.
Does Kerp run Totem? He just missed it?
No, I don't think he does anyways. No. Erland is sitting pretty. It's completely safe. I wonder, will this curse be kept in hand? It's technically better. Sorry, it's technically
Yeah, he can always just play it
worst
before
if it
switching
breaks.
Erland. It's not.
Yeah.
I mean, Canute
Well,
will be
it
7.
depends on what Kurt plays.
I guess he could leader it twice. True.
Yeah.
I mean, Kerp has to go greedy here. Yeah. He has to play the Svalbard first to try and get as many abominations out of it as possible.
Can play
Never mind.
around. If you use the last leader, could have made the curse like a 50-50 whether it hits Blob, but doesn't really matter if Blob lives at that point. Yep, that's game. You can't beat a 38-point Erland here on the side of Kerpeten. So, and just I guess insult to injury, we'll just final play a Gerhardt for a nice 13-point play.
Oh, he should have played the Cobra. Missed opportunity there. Can you imagine if you if you're in that game and your opponent plays King Cobra with a leader charge left?
Maybe it's worth it for the mental damage. And it's open deck list. You know, like no matter what that last card is on Kerpeten's side, you're not catching up.
Yeah.
So Puzzle takes the lead 2-0.
But then again,
to win,
Kerpeten
needs to reverse sweep Symbiosis.
Well, yesterday when Kerp lost game 1 to Leo on a had a technical loss, he came back and won the next 3 games. So maybe Puzzle thought about this and decided playing Cobra for emotional damage could backfire.
Maybe.
You don't want to make Kerp angry. He's shown that he
Puzzle is on the cusp of qualifying to the mid-season tournament main stage here. One more win in these last 3 games. Just needs 1 win, and that's it. So just needs the spring equinoxes to come true here. We'll be expecting Kerpeten to go with the Reavers here on blue coin. Maybe the AQ. The thing now is that Kerpeten has to win with all his decks, so he can basically decide, I'll play these on blue coin, these on red coin. So you'd expect either AQ or Reavers on the blue coin here, and the one of those 2 that wasn't played here to go onto the red coin in game 5, and you'll be playing the self-wound on the blue. Sorry. You play Reavers and AQ on blue coin in games 3 and 5. You play the self-wound on red coin in game 4. Yeah. I hope that made sense.
Yes, I was just grabbing the bans for chat. Just a reminder. Here were the bans. Oops. Yep. So Kerp banned Puzzle's Patricide Fury, and Puzzle banned Kerp's Cultists.
Yeah. And yeah, the only deck Puzzle is left with is the Symbiosis, which Kerp will be trying to sort of abuse the fact that there is a bit more limited control. I'll say the Symbiosis list has the least amount of control in any of Puzzle's lists. But on the flip side, it has a good amount of engine value itself and a lot of point slam. So yeah, you'll see if Reavers and AQ, if they get to sort of enact their game plan, Reavers just spawning a bunch of Reavers, AQ working very well with the Idiots and the Stalkers, I can see having a good time against Nature's Gift. I think Self-Wound will still have a quite tough time dealing with the Nature's Gift, though. Yeah. Do we have Gamba for the game 3?
Yes, I just put it up. Right now it's 10 beans bet on Puzzle. Oh, 810 on Puzzle. Kerp has 460 beans placed on his victory in game 3. So we know Puzzle's going to play Symbiosis. And
yes,
if you're Kerp, do you try Self-Wound again? I imagine you do, right?
Not on blue coin.
Oh, okay.
Kerp now has to win with all 3 of his decks. He has 2 blue coins, 1 red coin, has to win all of those games. So Kerpeten now perfectly knows what decks he puts on which coin.
Mm-hmm.
Will be playing Reavers and AQ on his 2 blue coins.
Gotcha. And
one of them in game 3, the other in game 5. We'll be playing the self-wound on red coin in game 4. I don't see any world where that's not how this unravels. I really don't.
Yeah, because it's always going to be against Symbiosis.
Yeah.
So you might as well pick the card
Yeah.
you like.
And I don't think coin in that matchup really changes awfully much. So yeah, it is the Reavers on blue coin against the Symbiosis on red.
Okay, we got our analyst with us now.
Nice. So what does Derp think? Does Derp like the Reavers here?
No. No, he likes to chase them and claw at them.
Yeah.
He prefers the nice elves that give him treats. The Reavers are not nice.
No.
They kill dragons, and Derp is part dragon, so there's lots of bad blood there.
Yeah. So there are more Reavers. Well, 2 scouts, a hunter in hand for Kerpeten. So a bit of a better sort of initial hand than he had in the game 1. And opts to just get the mushy truffle here. You may want to click the mushy truffle early to protect your Reavers against a rebuke potentially. Yeah. So Puzzle just leading with the Austrian. It's pretty safe in this matchup essentially, because the direct damage from Kerpeten is not too prevalent. Really, it's just D-Bomb and Fog from the Tempest.
Here comes Tome. I imagine he'll grab Oniro.
Nero, it could be like an early Idern.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He just wants to take charge. Again, playing Idern round 1. Not opting for that wagon thing because he's not against the wagon Idern combo, since he's not against the control deck, right?
Yeah. Like there's Puzzle can't answer Idern. It's perfectly safe here. Actually,
Well,
the only way is
he has 2 rebukes. He could have,
Triad.
in theory, because he has Tome.
Rebuke is 5. Oh yes, with Term and maybe something from hand. So this is, I guess, the risk of using Term to shoot at the Idern.
He could even go Rebuke Harvest. But why do that when you can play a Seer Equinox?
Yeah. Yes. So this is the downside of playing Term.
Into Symbiosis.
Yeah. I don't think you buff the Austrian here because it plays too much into Heat Wave. But Kerpeten can just get a Dim Radium Bomb though and kill the Austrian with that. But again, you send the turn back to Puzzle, and chances are Puzzle's nature card, whatever, will probably get more value anyways.
Yeah. Especially with... So it looks like we'll see
and
D-Bomb.
Yeah.
And maybe Tempest? Just to thin or no?
Yeah.
I guess there's nothing to kill here with Protect.
Tempest is alright. Could
Heat Wave's a Seer instead.
Heat Wave. Okay.
Okay.
So nice play Puzzle could go for here is use Term to get a Dryad's Caress, and then you use your Naiad Pond Keeper to kill the Idern, or could just opt to directly kill the Reaver.
That's his only Pond Keeper.
There's there's a second one in hand.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I thought he cut a Pond Keeper in his list. My bad.
Wait. Hang on. Wait.
Did that Pond Keeper come from Harvest or something?
Oh, Pond Keeper's a 4 provision. No, he does run 2 Pond Keepers. They're just
he cut a
right at the bottom.
Dryad is what he cut. And he cut
there's
Seer.
one.
He only has 1 Seer.
1 Hammer Dryad, 1 Seer, 1 Fledgling, but 2 Pond Keepers because those are 4 provisions. Yeah.
I saw the look at, like, you were like, wait, does Puzzle get a technical loss?
I was really worried because I couldn't see the Pond Keeper in the deck list, so that would have been an absolute travesty.
The score on the screen is accurate, guys.
Yes, so now we see the Fledgling coming down, aiming to try to sort of contest the engine value from the Reavers. And honestly, if Puzzle is able to just shorten the round, I think he's happy with that. because like the short round potential of the Nature's Gift list with stuff like the Gourd, Force Protector, Simless, Spring Equinox is a lot more than what the Reavers generally can outpoint. Also, wait, Kerp hasn't played Temple, right?
Correct. I mean, he doesn't have a way to tutor it
Kerp is, yeah,
other than
Kerp is
Oniro,
missing
but he
Temple
used
here.
Oniro to play Iteran instead.
Yeah, so Temple is really your only good kind of short round enabler as this Reavers deck,
But you
but it's
can't play
useless if
Temple
you win
in
the
round
round.
3.
Yes. And you can't play it round 2 to get golds if you win round 1 either, which is looking quite likely, I think.
What's he gonna use it for in the second form?
I don't know.
But the
Would you
Seer was
put
already
back?
used. I mean, that's one card I can see putting back into the deck, but
Yeah. Maybe a Hammer Dried if you have something big enough.
yeah.
I don't know. You'd probably just mulligan it, to be honest. It's not great.
So you just kind of hope that you get Temple round 1, or you're able to Oniro it. Is that?
Yeah. I mean, there is also the Avalok in Kerpeten's list.
That's true.
I think he took Oniro for
Iteran.
Iteran there. So sort of accepting that I might just not get Temple this game. And now
Puzzle
you see
passes, so he
Puzzle.
won't get. Yeah.
Yeah. Puzzle passes. Kerpeten is now thinking, do I commit the wagon here? The answer is yes. So Kerpeten going to be trying to set up as many Reavers as possible in a pretty short round 2 here.
It just cracks me up always when I see Reaver's board wipe, but then I saw the TA.
Yeah.
It's like, can't touch this. The tactical
still there.
advantage is immune to Reavers. Let's go.
Yes. Ugh.
That's
Draws the
one
Kerp not looking
foe that's
hot.
beyond any of these Reavers.
It keeps the Temple. Keeps the Temple. Temple can maybe be set up decently with like the leader.
Use the Temple on the wagon. Does it keep the?
Ooh. I don't know. That's one for Kung Fu to test in his Gwent Mythbusters.
Temple the wagon and then
think-
pass. Go next round and then.
I think Kerp is just discarding here. Oh, sorry, Puzzle is just discarding.
He's just gonna
So
Simless to win.
Yeah, Puzzle is just going to like tempo very quickly, and outpoint board Kerpten can set up here. And this temple is absolutely useless right now.
This is a
so
kind of a classic tournament puzzle situation. I the first time I saw like puzzle in a tournament was he was against Paja and he was just playing like a ST list and he just kept going unitless because Paja was assimilate and he would play like a vial and then discard and
Kerpten has to actually play the temple just to click the garrison there.
So he had to put one of his own cards in. Temple played for negative points. See, guys,
Temple didn't put a card back. Temple just didn't target anything.
Oh,
okay. The order does. The order is I can't do anything right now. So yes. So I think with the leaders, it will be enough.
Puzzle counted it.
So Puzzle is up 2 cards in a short round, and Kerpten, yes, bows out. So yes.
Wow.
Puzzle knowing these matchups to perfection. Very well played. Clean 3-0 for Puzzle there against Kerpeten. Secures his spot in the mid-season tournament main stage. Very, very well played to Puzzle.
Yeah, and we have Puzzle's coach, Van, in the chat who's feeling very proud. It's a big moment for him as well.
Yeah. Yeah, so Kerpeten got to be feeling not great after that. Didn't really have much of a chance in those matchups. Like you saw how each of them played out. Puzzle made short work of the Reavers and even shorter work of the Self-Wound. But it's not over for Kerpeten. Kerpeten will be going down into the losers match and playing against the winner of Liu M against Magpie. So we'll either get a rematch against Liu M or get a new challenger in who hasn't faced this tournament yet in Magpie.
Yeah, so I'm just looking at the day 2 schedule. First, I'm making sure this is the correct one. Yeah, so we cast the puzzle versus Kerp, and then we have later today we'll be casting Magpie versus we'll be casting Paja versus, I think that's
Yes.
um
I always have to double check.
yeah.
With Joe is the shorter one?
Joe's the long one. That's Carlito's way.
Oh, Joe is the long one.
Yeah.
Okay, that's Carlito's way.
So Magpie's gonna be playing Liu in like 5 hours. That will be on Lionheart's channel. So, and then the winner of that game will go play against Kerpeten. Right? Yeah. The Group C
Yes.
tiebreaker. And that match will be cast by El Caloro and Gravesh. So.
Yes.
Yeah, Miyaman yesterday against Holdier, we saw he was up 2-0 and his Aristocrats didn't get through.
Yes. The Aristos got reverse swept, which was very sad to see.
I don't know. If you start playing Gwent in the Merchants of Ophir expansion, you weren't sad.
Oh yes, I remember Double Bowl, but it's been long enough that the
never
PTSD
forgive,
from
never
that
forget.
isn't strong. Okay. Yeah. So it's also like a bit of a team note as well. We are both members of Team Elder Blood, so we are very happy to see the first of our 2 players making it through to the main stage. So we'll be also looking out for Kaneki Yamori.
Yeah, but
later
we're
on.
not surprised. This was.
Yeah.
Let's do some premature gloating. It's not about quantity, Chad. It's about quality. Okay, we may not have 3 players from Elder Blood. We got 2, but 2 is all you need for first and second place. That's the only thing that we're suspenseful about right now. Which of those 2? Okay, Levin's like. Trash talk after winning. Yes. Hey, listen. Yeah, that's fair.